Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, Maple Rooski back here again for another beer review. Beer review number 13. Today I got a pretty cool beer to talk about today and to drink. It is called Lancaster Bomber by Lancaster Bomber Ale.co.uk. That's what it has on the can at least. So here's what it looks like. Obviously it's going to be mirrored, so you can't really see it, but that's okay. This is the Lancaster Bomber. It is in the class of Best of British, and it is a full body / amber ale. So let's crack her open and give a pour. Come on, there you go. Cool. Today's glass, Lake Bay's tulip glass. Good strong amount of head in there. 2 finger, 3 finger, dissipating pretty quickly. That's cool. Nice amber color, pretty clear, which is just also really nice. That head's lingering pretty long, gotta say that. So, Lancaster Bomber. A classic English ale, chestnut in color with a lovely full-bodied flavor, enriched with a wonderful late hop character. A multi-award-winning ale that pays tribute to the Avro Lancaster and is quite simply the best of British beer. Then it gives a website, www.lancasterbomberaale.co.uk. Coming in at a whopping 4.4%. And the IBUs I cannot see. I cannot find it. Maybe it doesn't have it. It is a British beer, if you haven't guessed, saying the website is ensign.uk. But yeah, it's a British beer because the Lancaster Bomber was a British bomber. Also a Canadian bomber back in World War II. It's a pretty big fucking plane. It dropped a lot of bombs. I have some details about that, and then we'll get to the beer. So, Lancaster Bomber held 7 people: a pilot, flight engineer, navigator, bomb aimer / nose gunner, wireless operator, mid and upper rear gunners. So, a lot of guns. It had 2 Browning machine guns. Those shot about a 30 caliber bullet, and 2 Browning. I lied. Not more. Not 2. 2, 4, 8. 8 Browning machine guns, and those would be the British version of the M1919. I'm pretty sure. 1919 or 1918. I forget. But the 30 caliber machine guns. So. Pretty fucking cool. A lot of bullets, a lot of guns. A big plane, a lot of fucking bombs. Let's have a smell and have a sip. Characters of an amber ale, like a Keith's Red or a Rickard's Red, something like that, but more flavor because there's just a lot more flavor in here. You get your toasted malts. You get a little bit of caramel in there. Also, it's bitter from the hoppiness from the hops in it, which kind of boosts it. Really nice. Really nice mid to late finish of a slight bitterness jump in there, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Let's have a cheers, and then let's sip on it some more. Cheers, everybody. Lacing around the glass is also pretty nice from that tall head. So, it's a delicious beer. I quite enjoy it. It's nice. It's smooth. I wouldn't go to say as far as refreshing compared to other beers, like on a hot summer's day. but it's a nice just sit down, relax kind of beer, you know, if you're at a pub. This would be really good. I like getting Keith's Red when I'm out at a bar with a bunch of my friends and whatnot. It's a nice, you know, sit down kind of drink. Nothing too over the top, nothing crazy. And for being 4.4%, it's got a lot of flavor. I know some of the lighter beers usually, or at least the lighter, just like generic beers, you know, you don't have much flavor, but this has a shit ton of flavor for the alcohol percentage. But that's why I love craft beer, because you can pump in a lot of flavors and not sacrifice flavor for, even if you're putting in, or there's less alcohol in the beer. So quickly, let's go to Beer Advocate, see what they have to say, and then I want to read some more about the Lancaster Bomber, the plane itself, because it's pretty cool, and I've seen one. So here on Beer Advocate, out of 147 ratings, they got an 80 out of 100 for both BA score and the Bros. The Bros, I guess, are the Beer Advocates like people kind of thing that they drink and they review it. So yeah, 80, pretty damn good. That's a solid A minus if you want to get technical, but solid score nonetheless. So here's a review. This person gave it 3.46 out of 5, and they're saying out of a 500ml bottle, I don't know why they're saying April 2018, it's 2017, so they fucked that up, unless they're from the future, which could be kind of cool. They poured it into a tulip style glass, a deep cherry copper amber hue with good clarity and moderate carbonation. Yields a decent head of frothy off-white foam that lasts for a minute or two before subsiding and disappearing completely. Mine's laced around the glass. Aroma of caramel malt with hints of leafy stewed hops, ale yeast esters, a touch of roasted grain and faint husks. Conventional but decent. Taste of light roasted malt with nose and leafy hops, faint grass, caramel, ale yeast, and a whisper of stewed husks. Dry with a restrained bitterness upon swallowing. Mouthfeel is smooth, tingly, and dry, with a spritzy carbonation and decent body. Perhaps a tad insubstantial. Aftertaste, bitter stewed hops, light roasted malts, and yeast. Overall, not bad. A classic dark amber ale. Looks okay, while the aromas and flavors are a satisfying blend of rich caramel malt, stewed hops, and ale yeast. Body is alright. A balanced bitterness for the style. Goes down just fine. Worth sampling. I agree with the worth sampling. I quite enjoy it. It's good. I have no idea what stewed husk tastes like. Yeast. Yeast is, to me, I think yeast is like that bready flavor that you drink a beer and you kind of taste like white bread or like a baguette or something like that, something French, something like that. But it's a nice beer. Really enjoy it. So yeah, I quite enjoy it. So going back to my later point of seeing a Lancaster Bomber, I think I was reading here on Wikipedia that there are 17 remaining out of just over 7,300 that were made between the years of 1942 and when it retired in 1963. Canada actually retired it. And out of the 17, 2 are only flyworthy. One's out in Britain, and the other one is in Hamilton, Ontario. And fun fact about that, about 2 years ago, I was outside on my back deck in the house that I was renting while I was going to school out there, having a smoke, shooting the shit with my roommate, and all I hear is the engines. This ominous sounding of 4 turbine engines. And my roommate looked off to the distance. He's like, holy shit. So I can't see it yet. I'm thinking there's a plane that's coming down and it's gonna crash, and he's just like, what the fuck? So I turn and I look, and it's a clear day, clear early September day, and this thing, just one of them, is just flying, coasting through the air. Because you can take a trip, I think it's like $3,000 or $5,000 for a trip. Ridiculous money. If I had the money to blow on it, definitely would do it, because that's fucking cool. Like, that's a piece of history. That thing was there and came back and has lived on for all these years. I'm a big World War II, World War I buff, so, you know, that's kind of really fucking cool. So, yeah, I just see this thing, and the sound it puts off, like, it's ominous. Like, you hearing one of them and knowing that it's just going on for a fly is scary. It's scary sounding. Now imagine 10, 50, couple hundred flying over, and then their intent is to drop 500-pound bombs onto the earth below, plus fighters, flak, blah blah blah. That's a scary fucking situation. So hearing that single one out of everything else, that was pretty cool, and a little experience there too. But I'm getting sidetracked. Not really. I'm saying that it is a very nice beer. I quite enjoy it. So with that, let's have a final cheers, and then I'll rate it quick. Cheers on the final sip. Overall, near the finish, it gets a little more metallic-y tasting once it's a bit warmed up, which is fine. You know, you can't really fault it for, well, yeah, you can't fault it. You know, it's weird. It's a little bit more metallic-y tasting. You don't get that when it's chilled, but overall, it's pretty good. As for Beer Advocate, giving them an 80. I'm gonna bring it down a bit and give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's nice. It's delicious. But it's nothing special. Plus that metallic-y taste when it warms up a bit, which happens if you don't chug a beer. You can't really chug something like this. It loses a bit of points on that, but it's overall, 7.5. It's a solid review. So I encourage you all to go out and, if you see it, Lancaster Bomber, go pick it up. It's a fine beer, especially if you like Keith's Red or Rickard's Red. It's definitely a step in the right direction if you love red amber ales. So with that, that'll do it for me, Maple Brewski. Everybody cheers, keep cracking beers.